They are all authorities, and our nature is to learn from them. In our childhood, we asked, "Father, what is this?" And father would say, "This is a pen, these are spectacles, or this is a table." In this way, from the very beginnings of life, a child learns from his father and mother. He learns the names of things and the basic relationships of one thing to another by questioning his parents. A good father and mother never cheat when the child inquires from them. They give exact and correct information. Similarly, if we get spiritual information from an authority, if that authority is not a cheater, then our knowledge is perfect. If we attempt to reach conclusions by dint of our own speculative powers, however, we are subject to fall into error. The process of induction by which, reasoning from particular facts or individual cases, one can arrive at a general conclusion is never a perfect process. Because we are limited and our experience is limited, it will always remain imperfect. If we receive information from the perfect source, Krishna, and if we repeat that information, then what we are speaking can also be accepted as perfect and authoritative. The process of parampara, or disciplic succession, is this very process of hearing from Krishna or from authorities who have accepted Krishna and repeating exactly what they have said. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna recommends this process of knowledge. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu. This supreme science was thus received through the change of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, text 2. Formerly, knowledge was passed down by great saintly kings who were the authorities. In previous ages, however, these kings were rishis, great learned scholars and devotees. And because they were not ordinary men, the government which they headed worked very nicely. There are many instances in Vedic civilization of kings who attained perfection as devotees of God. For example, Dhruva Maharaj went to the forest to search out God, but by practice of severe penance and austerity found God within 6 months. Although he was only a 5-year-old prince with a very delicate body, he was successful because he followed the directions of his spiritual master Narada. The first month Dhruva Maharaj was in the forest, he simply ate some fruits and vegetables once every 3 days and drank a little water every 6 days. He finally restricted his inhalation of air and stood for 6 months on one leg only. After he executed these severe austerities for half a year, God became manifest before him, eye to eye. It is not necessary for us to practice such severe austerities, but simply by following in the footsteps of Vedic authorities, we also can see God eye to eye. This vision of God is the perfection of life. The Krishna consciousness process is based on austerity, but it is not very difficult. There are restrictions governing eating and sex life. Only prasadam, food first offered to Krishna, is taken, and sex is restricted to married life. And there are other regulations which facilitate and foster spiritual realization. It is not possible in these days to imitate Dhruva Maharaj, but by following certain basic Vedic principles, we can make advancement in spiritual consciousness, Krishna consciousness. As we advance, we become perfect in knowledge. What is the use in becoming a scientist or a philosopher if we cannot say what our next life will be? A realized student of Krishna consciousness can very easily say what his next life is, what God is, what the living entity is, and what his relationship with God is. His knowledge is perfect because it is coming from perfect books of knowledge such as Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. This then is the process of Krishna consciousness. It is very easy, and anyone can adopt it and make his life perfect. If someone says, I'm not educated at all and I cannot read books, he is still not disqualified. He can still perfect his life by simply chanting the Maha Mantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna has given us a tongue and ears, and we may be surprised to know that Krishna is realized through the ears and tongue, not through the eyes. By hearing his message, we learn to control the tongue, and after the tongue is controlled, the other senses follow. Of all the senses, the tongue is the most ferocious and difficult to control, but it can be controlled simply by chanting Hare Krishna and tasting Krishna Prasadam, food offered to Krishna. We cannot understand Krishna by sensual perception or by speculation. It is not possible, for Krishna is so great that he is beyond our sensual range, but he can be understood by surrender. Krishna therefore recommends this process. Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishami ma suchaha. Giving up all varieties of religiousness and just surrender unto me, and in return I shall protect you from all sinful reactions. Therefore you have nothing to fear. Bhagavad Gita chapter 18, text 66. Unfortunately, our disease is that we are rebellious. We automatically resist authority. Yet although we say that we don't want authority, nature is so strong that it forces authority upon us. We are forced to accept the authority of nature. What can be more pathetic than a man who claims to answer to no authority, but who follows his senses blindly wherever they lead him? Our false claim to independence is simply foolishness. We are all under authority, yet we say that we don't want authority. This is called Maya, illusion. We do, however, have a certain independence. We can choose to be under the authority of our senses or the authority of Krishna. The best and ultimate authority is Krishna, for he is our eternal well-wisher, and he always speaks for our benefit. Since we have to accept some authority, why not accept his? Simply by hearing of his glories from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, and by chanting his names, Hare Krishna, we can swiftly perfect our lives.